Hi everyone. Well, so many of you said that you thought the green beans and mushrooms looked really good when I'd showed them a few times before, so I thought, well, let me just go ahead and show you how I put them together. In this pan, I have some olive oil. I just kind of drizzle it in, you know, I don't measure anything, of course. Right here on a pretty large paper plate, I have probably about half a large bag of green beans. Now, of course, you can do this, you know, any kind of measurement you want if you might want to make a smaller portion, but we usually like to have a little bit of leftover for the next day. Since these were frozen, I put them in the microwave for about a minute and a half. They're still pretty cold, but just to take them so they're not too frozen when I put them in the pan, and then that brings the temperature down. Then most of the time I'll put in a little bit of garlic salt. Usually I just use regular sea salt, but I had it here for something else. A little bit of pepper, and then I'll put in some garlic at one point. I don't want to put this in too early because it will burn. And then I will use this whole container of mushrooms. Now these are just regular white button mushrooms. I'll either use these. Last time you saw I had the baby Bella mushrooms. It just depends what's on sale. I don't notice the flavor being all that different. Of course you do get a little bit more flavor with the baby Bellas. And then half of a lemon. Now depending on how juicy your lemon is, you may have a lot more liquid in the pan, and like I mentioned last time, then I had to let it cook off a little more. And last time I used white wine, I just used that because I already had some open in the refrigerator, a kind I wasn't drinking I didn't like, so I thought let me try to use it in something like this. By all means, you don't have to use the wine though. I just did, like I said, to get rid of it. Okay, I just have my stove on medium heat. Of course, you know, just use whatever adjustments you need to make for your own stove. But medium heat's what I use, and I just dump the whole thing of mushrooms in there. And then basically what I do is after, you know, a few minutes, I just keep stirring them until, you know, mushrooms cook down quite a bit is why I use all of them. And you may find that you need to add more olive oil once these cook down, but I like to cook the mushrooms down a little bit more and do that at first, just because they usually take a little bit longer than the green beans. I mean, the green beans, you're basically just warming them up. Okay, so at this point I'm going to add the green beans. These have been sauteing probably a couple minutes. You know, I keep moving them around so that they get, you know, cooked on both sides. And like I said, this will bring it down a little bit. Alright, so just mix everything together. Like I said, if you need to add more olive oil at some point, then definitely do so. So at this point, the beans have been in there about a minute. I have probably a little more green beans than normal. When, you know, I pulled them out, I just decided to go with what I had. And at this point, I'm just going to salt and pepper. This is just regular salt, sea salt, actually. Do some pepper. My pepper grinder is out of pepper, so I like a lot of pepper. If you don't like pepper, obviously you don't have to have that. Okay, at this point, like I said, it's just been, you know, another 30 seconds, a minute. I'm going to add the garlic. I always add just about this much on a regular teaspoon. And then I'm also going to add the lemon juice. Okay, so I just added the lemon juice. You saw me add the garlic. I gave it another stir. At this point, if you wanted to add wine, you definitely could. You can see, my camera is getting steam. You can see, you know, about how much liquid is in the bottom, and you basically just want that to cook away. So you're basically just warming the beans at this time and continuing to cook the mushrooms. So I usually like my mushrooms cooked, you know, a little bit longer, but I still like to keep the green of the beans. And, you know, I just keep it going, like I said, until all the liquid is pretty much gone, or till whatever I'm cooking is ready. So at this point, you're pretty much done. You just want to keep an eye on it. Like I said, keep stirring it till all the liquid kind of evaporates. For me, on my stove, medium does that pretty well. If not, you may need to do almost like a medium-high to do a saute on your oven. It just depends. But that's basically all you're doing, is just sauteing all of this together. So that's it, guys. Very simple. Just green beans, mushrooms, a few other things. And it's very tasty, very filling. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.